What's good, everybody? This is Ace of All Trades here. We are back for another Triple Threat Sports podcast. I got my co-host to the left of me. Say what's up, Siggy.
What up, what up?
All right, and to the right of me, say what up, JG.
It's alright.
All right, true. Now we have a special guest. We've been trying to get this man on the show for a few episodes. One of our Patreon backers, is definitely a huge supporter. One of the homies, Ab Smooth. Say what up.
Yo.
True. Hey man, you got a shout out to anything you want to say? Or you good?
It's been a long time coming, but y'all know how life goes, work and everything. Got to take care of them kids. I know you heard Obama. Shout out to Weezy. Bay Area, we in this thing. Golden State Warriors, been a fan since the longest, and let's go Niners. Working on that third win.
Been a fan since 2013 when they started being good.
I was a fan back when we had Adonal Foyle and Eric Dampier as our starting and backup center.
Well, damn. All right. So
yeah.
All right. So let's get into it. Speaking of Golden State Warriors, we can just talk about basketball right quick. So this was in the headlines for a few days actually. Just recently, Lavar Ball has always been an interesting individual, and to say the least, and I can attest that he's obviously his kid's #1 fan. I'm always behind that. But me personally, I can't get behind this. Angelo and LaMelo signed with agent Harrison Gaines. So if you guys don't understand out there that are listening why this is a big deal, one, it was reported earlier, like a few days ago, that Angelo would not be returning to UCLA, not just due to the fact that what happened with the shoplifting back in China, but he didn't want to go back. Lavar pretty much pulled him from school, so he wasn't returning at all. So there goes his education, college education. Then LaMelo, a few months back, also got pulled from Chino Hills. And Lavar had stated previously that it was due to the coach there, that he did not like the new coach that was there. And he pretty much, used his platform to voice his opinion about the coach and so on. So to our understanding, LaMelo was still supposed to be going to UCLA after the end of this year, which was his senior year. But now he will not be able to. He has forfeited LaMelo's collegiate career. Because if you guys don't know this, once you are signed with an agent, there is NCAA rules that rule you out. You are not eligible to play college basketball or any collegiate sport once you have signed with an agent. Now, with that being said, Absmooth, you are our guest. What are your thoughts behind this, man?
Honestly, I'm conflicted just because we remember a few weeks back when Lavar introduced that Melo was having his own shoe, and there were some little issues going on with that, and the NCAA not knowing what his amateur status would be. So I can kind of understand why he would make that move. With Jello, I don't really like the move at all, just because I understand he had the whole legal issues in China with the stealing allegations or whatever it was that happened. I think he should have just let him tough it out, just finish the school up at UCLA. We all know he wasn't going to be a one and done anyways. He's honestly the weakest link of all the brothers. So you might as well just let him finish out his college career and let that be what it be. As far as Melo, I think he's trying to do his best to make sure that this one is the one that actually makes it. As far as how he's going about it, as a father, I'll have no words, but in terms of just him being this controlling, it's kind of like a red flag for me.
Right. All right. Gotcha. Now, Siggy, you have children as well. Would you do this for your son? If he gets to this point?
Nah, because that's always been like the backup plan, right? If you're not going to be good enough to go professional, at least you have this free ride, scholarship or basically an entry to the school. So even the one and dones, you always hear about them saying they go back. Oh, I finished my degree from the school, whatever. UCLA, is a very good popular school for any kind of degree. If you have that, that's something that you can always fall back on. So even if they become, superstars in the NBA, there could be the chance that, hey, you know what, let me go ahead and finish school. They can finish it up through UCLA, and then boom, you have that. Something to be proud of. Or in Leangelo's case, where it looks like he might not be in the NBA, he could have at least had the, being going to school, service suspension while actually deciding to study and do everything he can there and have that. I would rather have that for my kids than, hey, you're going to make millions in the NBA. But, again, that's he's deciding for two, which it kind of doesn't make sense also because, all of them are about 18 and over. So for, I guess, LaMelo, he might be 18 now, but I think on his part it was worse because LiAngelo already made his bed with all the stuff that happened in China. LaMelo didn't even get the chance to decide if he wanted to go and play for, let's say, UCLA. Was that the school that he wanted picking, by the way?
Yeah, they were all. Yeah, he was going to UCLA.
Yeah. So he didn't even get that chance now, and who knows? He might have been good enough to be on the team, start or whatever. We don't even know. He could have been better. We don't know either. Now the only way we're going to find out is if he goes to either overseas or he's going to try to make the leap of faith from high school. I mean, it's not out of the realm. It's happened before, obviously, but I just don't see. Actually, in the NBA, they changed that rule right now. You can't do that. You have to have 1 year.
Yeah. You have to have the 1 year rule.
So now that he has to go pretty much to China, right? This is pretty much the place that probably won't even accept the Ball family at this point. It's especially that after what happened.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. But before we get deeper than that, JG, care to comment?
Yeah, so I remember we were talking about this a little bit earlier. I actually wanted to see the trifecta happen. I wanted to see this Lavar plan that he's been talking about for a while actually come to fruition. Like I said, it's messed up what Jello ended up doing to China. It really messed him up, and I understand why Lavar, as a father, he's like, yo, I don't see y'all even playing my son. Y'all probably gonna keep him on the bench the entire time. Don't be giving me these excuses of like, oh yeah, him and the other kids might play this season. He just saw the way it was going, and with all the controversy and getting into it with Trump and all of that, he knew that UCLA wasn't going to play his son this year. And who knows if it would have even been the same way next year. But obviously the Warriors are trying to see that. He wants to see his kids be one and done. That was his plan. He wanted to see them be one and done and go directly to the league. And since that's not happening with Jello, and he already decided with Melo, like, I'm gonna just say you out of school anyways. I don't like what they ended up doing. With them probably going overseas and ended up playing. But I just feel like LaVar at this point, he was just like, well, I don't see any other thing here because I don't know. I guess maybe he just didn't want to even have them go to another school. Like UCLA was just the school that he wanted them to go to, and if they can't go there, or if he doesn't feel safe putting them in there, if he doesn't think that they're going to actually get time to play, then he's like, well, I'm not going to even put them in any school at all. Which again, I think is messed up. I think they should at least get their education, but he's not. He obviously doesn't have that in their plans because, like I said, he already had this plan thought of from the start.
UCLA,
that's
the thing. Though, he didn't have to be 1 year. Why did LiAngelo have to be 1 year? He could have easily told his dad, "Hey, look,
that's just what he wanted.
Maybe I want to stay here for all 4. Maybe I would get a chance to play next year and be a star."
I feel like his kids don't really have a say in what they can do right now.
I feel like
that's what it looks like.
But that's what it looks like
to do this, and
that's what it looks like.
That money now, he's always being talked about. I don't even think a day goes by where I don't hear anything about LaVar and what he said or what he's done or something. Like it's crazy, man. So,
well, LaVar's a marketing genius.
He is. Yeah, he is. He definitely does this stuff on purpose. So, like I said, once the plan didn't go to fruition, if it's not working exactly to how LaVar wants it, so he's ended up coming with something else. So we'll see what ends up happening. But I don't think that the other kids are going to end up really making an impact in the league if they even come to the NBA eventually.
It's going to be weird to see this because
I highly doubt that because honestly, if we look at the record of people who omitted that year of college and went overseas and then came to the league, none of them are really doing that great in the NBA now. Like, where's Brandon Jennings? That's the one person that comes to mind. I mean, you got
Moutier, I guess, would be one.
Terrence Ferguson is getting no tick on the Thunder, so it's like it's not really a lot of people that end up doing that good after going overseas instead of.
And the big thing though is, I mean,
out.
it looks like they're gonna have to pick Europe, which is the one brand of basketball that really nobody cares about unless you're, Tony Parker, and because they just ruined their chances for China, which that would have been something for him. They would have liked the marketing part of that in China. I mean, heck, Steph Marbury now has a second career over there, and what's his name? Jimmy, yeah. Jim, and that could have happened, but now that's out the window. There's no way that any team in China is gonna pick him. So, I agree. Going to Europe is just not gonna work out. I don't know why.
It's just weird. It's so unfair for them and everything along those lines and stuff. Like, but we're gonna have to see. Like the one year rule. Like, I'm interested to see how that's gonna work. Now the fact that they've omitted their collegiate careers and Melo even before he can even have a collegiate career. So now,
he pulled him out of high school too.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I said. Yeah, he pulled him. He pulled him out of his senior year of high school because, according to Lavar, he did not like the new coach that was there. But the thing was, though, the whole purpose of college and everything, obviously not just for like your education and you to be a student athlete, is for you to be able to develop and hone your skills. Because even then, just because you do 1 year, like you guys were saying, 1 year, but sometimes people have to stay and do more to fully be able to develop mentally and also physically. Because let's be real, like, yes, when it comes to the body type of each of the ball boys, to keep it real, Angelo has probably the best body type when it comes to it, like develop wise, like weight wise and everything like that, to my knowledge. If I'm wrong, you guys can correct me. I actually felt like he was built more like a football player than anything. So, but when it comes to LaMelo has a lot of growing still to do. So that 1 year a couple of years or whatever it may in college, and then also the last year of his senior year of high school, could have done a lot too. So it's going to be interesting to see if he does, let's just say some team over Europe or wherever overseas has them and hosts them, and they start and everything, or if they just get PT. How is it this young kid that's probably not even 18 yet, almost, gonna go against these grown men and is gonna put in work? Like, let's keep it real. Like, the last person to my mind that can put in work like that was LeBron. Unless if anybody,
and LeBron already had a man body.
Exactly.
I mean, he was already 6'8",
exactly.
6'7",
like
whatever.
I saw LeBron like when he was in high school, and he already had he had that college / but I'm about to go pro figure. So he was already kind of developed into that. But with these guys, like, it's just, I don't know. That's like I said, like, yes, like, education is very important, absolutely. And, clearly Lavar has a plan. I don't know what that plan may be.
No, I think that plan got messed up with this whole China thing, and then blew up. Now he's making stuff on the fly now.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. Like, was LiAngelo really gonna get some PT like that anyway?
But that's the thing. He could have. I mean, because let's say he's suspended for, let's say, the season, right? He didn't have to stay there for 1 year. He could have been there for 3-4 years, so he could have eventually got in. The coach would be like, "Hey, you did your work. Here you go. You play. You're in the starting lineup now." And who knows? Maybe in 2-3 years down the road, he would have been good or decent, and be like, "Oh yeah, we know this guy, LiAngelo Ball. It's the brother of Lonzo, right?" So who knows? Well, we'll never know now.
Right.
I'm telling you, that's all Lavar, man. He didn't give him a chance.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, so you're not playing at the beginning of the season, you messed up, and I know they're not going to give you any time, but we're not playing the entire season. Here, I literally want you to be one and done. You're going to stay in college for 1 year, and you're going to come out. That's what he wanted to do. And since that ain't happened, he took him out.
Right.
So zero sense.
Right.
Zero sense.
Well, I mean, we can talk about the whole podcast with this topic alone, but let's move forward. We're not talking about LeVar and Trump. I'm good.
You sure you want to talk about the GIF?
Nah, man, I'm good.
Funny though.
That was funny. That was funny, but like I said,
who made that? Who made it for him?
They have like their own like They have their own like emojis and stuff like that. So that's part of like it, I believe. And hey, like I said, Lavar is a marketing genius if you really think about it itself.
Only if Trump bites. I don't know if he'll bite.
No. I mean, Trump has already bit. That's the thing.
Nah, on that stuff, nah.
Not on that, but he's already bit. But
it's kind of like Eminem. Eminem begged for him, and then Trump's like, nah.
Look,
if you have to beg for my attention, I'm not gonna give it to you.
Well, I don't think he was begging. He denied it off. We're not gonna get in that comments.
Eminem did.
No. We're not gonna go in this comment. We want the comment section to like you today, Siggy. We don't want them coming at
no,
you.
Eminem came out and said that. Eminem was mad that Trump didn't respond to him.
Yeah, but
you didn't hear about that?
I don't think he really cares at the end of the day. I think he's just saying that just to joke around, but whatever. So we're gonna move forward. Injuries just plaguing everybody. Injuries. Fuck fantasy basketball. Injuries. Steph Curry.
You lost Zeller, man. That had to hurt you.
Shut up, Siggy. Steph Curry out, suffering an ankle injury. He will be evaluated after 2 weeks. Since you are a Golden State fan, how do you feel about this, Abs move?
I'm just glad it isn't the left ankle.
His bad ankle.
Because if all you guys know, Steph Curry had a real issue earlier on in his career where that left ankle seemed to get turned when he was just walking into the damn stadium. But
it's a casino, huh? You ready to gamble?
Yeah, I was. Hey, Vegas hasn't left my system, but now, in all seriousness, everything was looking good, and then I seen it. I actually caught it on a replay just because I was working that night. When I seen his ankle, it just didn't look good, and as much as he didn't want to admit it to anybody, just knowing that type of injury, it looks like he's going to be out for a little bit, and just knowing he has history with it, I would keep him out. I mean, the Warriors have been doing pretty good with winning games, missing a star or two, so I don't see any need to rush him back into it. So honestly, I just hope they take their time and just try to get this man back as healthy as quick as possible.
Was it like the NFL high ankle sprain type of injury?
That's what it looks like. And with those are the worst ones, but I mean, our training staff is pretty good, so I have faith that he'll be out there probably in about 2 to 3 weeks, but we'll see. They said it wasn't any ligament damage done, so that's always a good sign.
Right, that's always, you never want any ligament damage or anything like that. That stuff can last for the rest of the season and the rest of your life, really.
Right.
And like anybody to see Steph Curry,
surgery on it.
Exactly. Nobody wants Steph Curry to be out. Nobody at all. Like this will hurt them in a little bit, but they'll be fine. I say it'll hurt them in the sense of that they won't put as much. They sometimes may not put as much points. It's good to have him there because obviously he's an amazing.
They'll still put up the points.
They'll put up the points, but this is why I said this is just to show how stacked the Golden State Warriors are. His presence will be missed, but they'll still be okay. But I mean, when you have Curry on the court, the defense has to be alert at all times once he crosses the half-court line. That's why I say that they're going to feel the presence. They're still going to put up the points, absolutely, but they're not going to have to worry. Teams are not going to have to worry about a man crossing the half-court line and just draining it on them all day.
I don't know. Clay can do it too.
Not
off the dribble.
Not off the dribble like how Steph Curry can.
But you don't need that though because you have Durant. So
I mean that's true, but like I said, it doesn't hurt to have that though.
It doesn't hurt to have it, but you just won't have the last second three and from half court. You won't have that, but you will have the fadeaway jump shot from Durant instead. I mean, they're stacked, and on top of that, Iguodala is still good. So he filled in and did real good. Even when they had Durant, they were missing Durant, Curry, and what's his face, and they still blew the team out.
Yeah, as I said, the team is stacked. Now Swaggy P want to make all his shots and everything like that. Like, nigga, really? Like, you want to do that for the Lakers? You care to comment, JG, or nah? You don't care?
It's messed up, man. But like Smooth was saying, Steph Curry has had a lot of battles, man. If he wasn't breaking his own ankles, he was getting his ankles broken.
Let's not forget about that.
It was terrible, man. Like a lot of people do not remember that, man. His first like 2 or 3 years, it was pretty terrible. You didn't know who Steph Curry was, but I knew who Steph Curry was.
Nobody knew who the Warriors.
Steph Curry was his legs were shaky,
It's
boy.
also true.
Everybody started Googling what's Golden State.
I blame Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon started the trend of Steph Curry getting his ankles broke when he literally broke his ankles off crossover.
Nasty. It was.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible. But like you all mentioned before, like the Warriors will be fine. Like it's the West, and we all know how the Warriors are. They're going to end up being second and third if like some freak accident happens and like you lose Steph Curry into the playoffs come around or something, which I know that won't happen. Fantasy wise, Ace, you screwed over, but we'll hope that it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks instead of several weeks.
Don't worry, you got a reason to hold you down.
And then a lot of people forgot, like, what was it, 2 years ago? Like, they didn't have Steph Curry the entire first series, and they just breezed by that. It was nothing for them.
It was a breeze. But I forgot to mention this, and I'm sorry. We gotta talk about this shortly. I want to really hear you guys' thoughts about that. So we already talked about LeVar Ball, but we have to bring up the fact that the Los Angeles Lakers created a rule, or they didn't really create it. They named it, kind of nicknamed it after LeVar. But it was already a rule itself that they were trying to enforce. But since obviously LeVar is a hot topic, he is always in the media's eye. They have they have reinforced the rule that they are now dubbing the LeVar Ball rule. So what that rule is enforcing, that it forbids media, for members of the media, to congregate in the section where in the Staples Center for where only families and associates of the players are supposed to meet. So one thing that people are getting misconstrued about this is Lakers aren't blocking the media from talking to LeVar Ball or any of the families or anything along those lines. What they're trying to do and continue to enforce is, because there's been an abundance of it, obviously, with LeVar being there, they're just trying to basically have the that area reserved for the families, associates, and whatnot, so they can enjoy the game too. Because obviously, with LeVar being there and with Lonzo being there, they have had an increased media when it comes to the Lakers organization. So that makes sense. I could completely understand that. And you can still interview LeVar, but you can't interview him in that area. So Siggy, your turn. What do you think about this rule?
I mean, I really don't care. I think it was almost like the Lakers did it on purpose, just to have LeVar's name on there so everybody could, bring attention to it. If it was already a rule in the books, then why even make a big deal about it?
Because I guess everybody's been seeing an abundance of like media presence in that particular area itself, which is understandable.
I mean, but you see that though a lot whenever they interview somebody, in the stands and all that for like a color commentary kind of thing. They know that LeVar is entertainment, so I don't see why it's a big deal for the media to talk to them. I mean, like I said, I don't know. I don't care. I don't know.
Got you, JG. Care to comment?
I thought that the rule was initially that you couldn't interview him like after the game or during the game.
No,
it's not the case. You can still interview him. Then
you
what's
can
the point of the rule?
You can interview him, but you can't interview him in that area. That's what I was trying to say, because a lot of people were.
Boo.
Well, I mean, that's
so LeVar's you can tell he's going to go to a different area then.
Yeah, exactly. He'll just go in a different area. But
that doesn't solve anything, then I guess.
No, it does solve something, because it solves the media presence and them being all over the family area. That's what it solves. That's the whole point.
So instead of bringing it to the family area where they're getting free tickets, you put it in the fan area where they're the ones paying. No, I mean, that seems like a lot worse, right?
No. So basically, there's just designated areas where media is allowed to go. This rule is not.
You can still catch up to him.
Yeah, you can still catch up to him. This wasn't a rule saying no, LeVar Ball can't get interviewed. They're not saying that at all.
That's whack, then.
Also, it's in the stadium. I thought it was in the stands.
Yeah, no, this is with any sports team. They have their own rules and whatnot that you have to, for fire hazard safety, for all of that. Like, they have to, because imagine you got a plethora of media in the area in the Staples Center right next to the family section and associate section, and they're trying to get out, but then you got
it almost sounds like the Lakers are jealous that this one guy is getting more attention from the media than the players.
No,
if you call it the LeVar Ball rule, then I kind of think that might be actually correct. And we'll see.
Right.
right?
Like, 'cause it really doesn't make any sense.
Yo, JG, man, don't let's not
anything.
sign up for conspiracy theory.
It's not a conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
It's not a
conspiracy theories with Siggy, man. Come on, man. Like, we're not having this again.
Conspiracy theory moment. Look, man, look. There is not going to be anybody else like LeVar Ball. What is the last parent that you know who was so outspoken in the NBA like LeVar was? I can't think of one off the top of my head. They literally made this rule for him, but it still doesn't matter because they can still interview him, just not in a certain area. Okay?
And do you really think the other family members are really going to be upset about
maybe they have complained. We don't know that though. That's the thing. I'm not saying we don't know in the back end side. We don't know.
I wish I could express my face. It'll be just like the what's his name GIF, that look that he does on the red carpet.
Right.
I guess.
Right. So all right, we can move on. 76ers trade Okafor. Your thoughts, JG?
I mean, it was about time because what were they going to do with him? Like, Embiid is obviously that guy, right? Like,
right.
No question about that. Since he can finally play, once he starts playing back to back, though, whew, it's going to really be a problem. They already gave away Nerlens, and like he's not doing as good with the Mavericks, but he did a little.
He's trash
last, basically, but he had his little spark last year.
He did have last year. I was having hope for him, and then
he did have a spark. But Okafor, obviously, like he didn't even want to be on that team in the first place. Like nobody wants to be on the 76ers. You could see the look on his face when he got a
jersey.
Everybody remembers that. And so you get on the team with two other bigs, and you're like, well, what the fuck is going on here? And he still didn't play once Embiid finally got good and started showing out. So it was about time that he needed to get traded. Question is, are they going to start him immediately, or is he going to be in the same situation?
Right.
That's what I want to know.
Nah, they're gonna say who's there right now to take anything because they gave away Booker, right, for the trade.
Yeah, they did give away Booker. Who was what is his name? Who did y'all trade? Ace
Mozgov.
Yeah, Mozgov.
Oh, come on.
We're not bringing.
way.
No. Fuck that,
He's
dude.
not.
I was so upset when they brought him on for that ridiculous contract, and we had to pay for it the year afterwards. Like,
Yeah,
nah.
Cleveland boy.
Bruh.
Okafor is a bona fide starter for sure. There's no way they won't start him.
They better.
Yeah,
Brooklyn
right.
definitely better.
Matter of fact, I hope they don't start him anything like that. And whoever got Okafor for fantasy, I hope he don't get. I hope.
Don't say whoever.
Yeah, he knows who he is. I hope.
Oh my God!
I hope he don't do shit. Shut up, Siggy. We're not talking about it.
No, hold on. Here's the starting center today for the Nets because they just beat the Thunder. Tyler Zeller. So hey, you know what? Ace, his name is Zeller. You might as well pick him up. I know you have.
Yeah, here you go. Shut up, Siggy.
Tyler Zeller. So there's no way that Okafor is gonna take a pitch to Tyler Zeller.
Yeah, he's gonna start. Yeah.
Well, like I said, we will see. So
let's see how dominant he can be. That's
exactly.
Here's the thing.
Be.
I can't believe the 76ers didn't at least try, just like New Orleans is doing with Davis and Cousins.
Yeah.
Why did they try to do like a twin tower situation? Okafor could have been a power forward.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of the 76ers, we're going to talk about the scores and the standings real quick. They ended up losing. So thank God we got a win. We beat them by 3 points. Shout out to the Lakers, 107 to 104. Wizards and the Suns were in a close one today, 109 to 99. Currently has.
That was close.
Well, I mean, it was close for a minute, then they pulled away. You had the Rockets.
This is with no Booker.
Yeah, exactly. This was a surprise for me. The Nets beat the Thunder 100.
Yeah, we just said that.
Yeah, I know. I'm reporting the score. 100 to 95. What's up? This big three? I don't think this big three is gonna happen next year, fam. I'm just saying. I don't think it's it. Like,
well, everybody knew it wasn't.
I mean, I'm saying after this year, I don't think it's gonna last. That's what I'm
everybody
saying.
knew it wasn't because Melo's contract is up and George's contract is up.
Nope, and I'm not.
George didn't even play tonight. Oh, he's injured. Another injury.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Carmelo got his minutes. He had 37 minutes.
He's already
with 11 and 11.
Melo's been trash these last few games.
11 and 11, and then Westbrook, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 31 points. You know Westbrook is gonna eat. He's gonna get his. So, but yeah,
he's gonna chase them stats all day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I mean, we'll see. Let's see. The Pacers beat the Bulls by 2 points. Cavs, besides LeBron James going off on hecklers, they beat the Kings 101-95. Hawks lose. We know that. Knicks got them a win against the Grizzlies. Bucks beat the Pistons.
We finally got Porzingis back.
Right. Exactly. Celtics beat the Mavs. Pelicans beat the Nuggets. Warriors obviously beat the Hornets, and the Spurs beat the Heat. Clippers, Timberwolves. Timberwolves won 113-107. Clipper season is done, in my opinion. I don't know.
And they just got Gallinari back, but obviously he's another injury prone,
right?
Small forward who just can't stay healthy, man. I don't know what's going on.
Facts.
Gallinari could be the truth at that position if he could just.
When the Lakers are ahead of you, you know it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, as of right now, yeah, absolutely. You're right. I ain't gonna lie to you. Absolutely, give me the wins.
I'm leaning more towards DeAndre Jordan leaving by the second half of the season.
Right.
Thinking about trading him.
Yeah. I saw that app smooth that you just posted in the Discord, fam. I've seen that. That's actually kind of accurate. I'm not even going front.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, the Clippers situation. I'm really just starting to believe that they are a cursed team. Like, they can't keep nobody. They're almost worse than the Sixers when it comes to the health of their players.
No. Nobody touches the 76ers. Nobody.
I don't know.
Fam, you step foot in Philly, you're done. You're done.
But let's think about this. Tell me one season Blake Griffin has not been injured for the Clippers. Go ahead.
I mean, you got a point.
I think I mentioned it last week.
But it's just him, though.
But it's just him.
Well,
no. It's just him.
Chris Paul got hurt a couple of times.
Okay, but those are two injury-prone people. Let's talk about the 76ers out. Everybody they draft, they touch down in Philly, and they get hurt before the beginning of the season.
That's true. I mean, it's like at least 4 or 5 years in a row, right?
Right.
The Sixers.
But the Clippers have been going on even longer. That's been since what, like 2007?
No, but the people that you draft, though.
I mean, either way it goes, both of them keep getting injured and no ship in sight. So that's the only thing I'm saying. How about this? The Clippers are the West version of the Sixers. Boom.
Nah, I still can't say that, because when the Clippers get their draft picks and whatnot, they don't touch down in LA and just immediately get hurt. True. That's what I'm saying. The 76ers are in their own world, fam, when it comes to.
Can it even be proven that the Clippers even draft anybody? I mean,
exactly.
Their last draft pick, I remember them drafting, probably was Blake Griffin.
That's the only one I can think of, right?
Exactly.
I mean, I think they drafted Bledsoe, but that's all I can remember.
They literally,
they did.
Actually, their team from other players.
Exactly.
They drafted.
I remember at one point they had people on their bench who were starting on the other teams. But they just can't get over the hump, man. They have not been past the conference semis.
Exactly.
Think about it, the conference semis.
That's because them boys in the Bay came through and just messed up their whole plans.
Yeah, once that Warriors-Clippers beef started, when that started back up, man, that was some good basketball, but Warriors came out on top, man.
Right. So you're looking at the Eastern Conference right now. You got the Celtics ahead in first place. You got the Cavaliers in second. Then you got the Raptors in third. And then pretty close to third right now, you got the Pistons at fourth and the Bucks in fifth. I'm very interested to see how the Bucks continue their season. Greek Freak, man, Udonis. He's my God, that dude's amazing. He's dope. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. And then obviously, and we go back down to the bottom. We got the Hornets at 13th with 9-14. The Hawks 5-19, and then you got the sad ass Bulls 3-20. Jesus Christ, they're on a 10-game losing streak, by the way, too. So just
Cleveland on the 13.
The Cleveland's on a 13-game winning streak. Then we go over
Would you all agree that this year, I think the East is more exciting to me right now?
Yeah, I would believe so.
Yeah, because I feel like the West has been very disappointing. I mean, first of all, we don't even have Kawhi back on the Spurs, even though they're doing great this year.
But it's the Spurs. They're going to do good. Yeah. Pop is going to make sure they do well over there.
But still, I mean, you know, Kawhi brings that it factor for them that makes them a little bit more watchable than they are right now.
Kawhi
so
makes them exciting.
You're right. Yeah,
Exactly.
They're a boring team, yo, without Kawhi.
yeah.
They're boring
I
with
mean,
Kawhi too.
they're
But
It is
boring-
funny
yeah,
because
they're
he's a
boring
guy who
with
doesn't
them,
even
but-
talk, but he played great.
Right. So let's talk about the West real quick. You got the
it's because the
Rockets.
Thunder are doing so terrible in the West.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what-
the
Yeah,
Thunder are
that's
definitely
another
doing
thing.
terrible, super terrible. You got the Rockets right now, 18-4 in first. You got the Warriors right after. Oh, I got thrown off.
Yeah,
My
does that
bad.
look right?
Yeah, no, I got thrown off. It's I know why. All right, so the Warriors
It's
are
the
in second.
percentages.
Yeah, it's the percentage. So the Warriors are actually in second place right now. They have more wins, but they've also played more games and lost more
They have
games.
more losses.
Yeah, that's why. Cause I was thrown off like, huh? But yeah,
They're it's technically a tie, but
Yeah,
the percentage would make it a.
Yeah. So the Warriors are in second right now with 20-6 record. In third, the Spurs 17-8. The Rockets right now are currently on a 7-game win streak. The Warriors are on a 5-game win streak. Then you get down to like middle way, not all the way at the bottom. You got the Lakers at 9-15. They're 10th in the West. Yeah, go Lakers. And then you have at the end Memphis Grizzlies, which I feel like they're going to end up being at the bottom of this list by the end of the season with their coaching situation since they got rid of their coach. They're 8-16 right now. You got the Kings in 14th at 7-17, and then you got the Mavericks at 7-18. Damn.
Hey, they were actually worse last time we did our podcast. Wasn't it like 2-10 or something?
Yeah, they were pretty bad. So, and enough about the NBA. Let's go over to the NFL. And all I gotta say is Roger Goodell is here to stay, folks. We thought he might possibly go somewhere. We thought that the powers of the New England Patriots, aka Tom Brady, was going to do something with Roger Goodell. We thought that the NFL Player Association was going to do something about Roger Goodell. No, not at all. Roger Goodell has got an extension on his contract. I will look up the amount of how much he's going to be getting paid. But
$200 million.
Yeah, he's going to be here for a few more years, folks. So Jerry Jones, saddle up, buddy. You're going to have to deal with him some more, man. Yeah, it didn't work. So what are you guys' thoughts about Roger Goodell? Absolute?
NFL is a trash league. That's all I gotta say.
Damn. JG?
Prepare for the boos of Roger Goodell. At least a few more years when the draft comes around.
Right.
Nobody likes him, man. But you know, it seems to be a trend though, with people who are trash coaches or you really just don't like in the league. They end up somehow just having those connections, man. They end up staying in the league just a little bit longer. Right.
All right. So what Siggy said is true. It's over. So the new contract would be worth over $200 million. It's about $40 million annually. And if the owners approve all of the bonuses and incentives are met, the new deal will run through 2023. So it's crazy because his base salary is roughly around 85% of the total potential compensation package is from bonuses. That means all of that, a lot of that in his contract is bonuses. So that's, boy, he robbing them niggas. God dang, that's so much money. He's earned.
Well, just think about it. He's the one that you get to see how much money they make. Just imagine how much money Jerry's making and all the owners are making.
Jerry. What? Jerry, I think Jerry Jones makes way more than Roger Goodell. I think.
Obviously, no. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Just we get to see what Goodell is making.
I don't get
to see it. That means it's more ridiculous.
I'd probably cry if I saw what Jerry Jones makes. I'm good, fam. So that's ridiculous. You got any comments, JG?
You asked me already.
I'm all over the place. I get all that money he's making threw me off. Siggy you already said it. Ab Smooth said, fuck the NFL. Well, you want to speak about that, family? You don't like NFL? You don't like football?
No, I like football. I just think the NFL is a trash league. I don't feel like they get their due process as far as their contracts and everything. I don't like that they don't got guaranteed money. If you get injured, it's not guaranteed. You just kicked out. Shit's whack to me.
That's the Players Association though. They need to have more of a back.
They do, but I agree. I agree with Al Smooth though. That's very true because
because the MLB has guaranteed and there's
that's what I'm saying. The NFL Players Association needs to continue to.
It's them that needs to step it up.
It's not just them. It's the league, obviously too. It is. It's not just them as a league.
No, it's
I
because
just don't feel like they cohesive enough with their players. Like some players feel certain, like you can see it with the whole kneeling thing. Like some players feel some one way, all the other players feel another. It's no cohesiveness. There is. I don't feel like it's more as a fraternity as any of the other players associations.
Yeah, but also you also got to mention though too the fact that it's so much more people when it comes to the NFL itself. It's just so hard. You got teams of like 40 plus people, and it's like, of course you're gonna have those outliers, people that are just okay with what they got and everything. But if you really
baseball's the same way though.
Yeah, I mean, but baseball's not as many. Siggy, you're not gonna tell me. You're not gonna Siggy. You're not gonna tell me that an NFL roster is smaller than an MLB roster. No.
MLB has a 40-man roster also though. You got to remember that they have their minor league systems run with the same team,
but you got the minor league system. But
it's not just the Yankees. You got the AAA, you got the AA, you got the single A, you got the amateur league, you got the international pool.
But you just listed off multiple leagues. All it is the NFL.
No. All that is still run by the MLB Player Association though, and it's all still part of the Yankees organization or the Red Sox organization. Okay. It's not like it's a separate entity.
Nah, I got you. But overall, though, the NFL they need to have some type. They need to get better when it comes to what they exactly want. And like, because when a lot of people don't realize this, most of the time, once that rookie contract over, unless you've made a name for yourself, deuces. So you go play overseas.
And they even trashed the rookie contracts. The rookie contracts used to be like there used to be something. The guarantee. Now it's like now it's even more garbage than what their contracts are.
Exactly. Like, but let's talk about it. So I thought this was actually kind of funny, and that's why I just brought it into it. So apparently, Clinton Portis had said before that he used to drink some Hennessy with Sean Taylor and Santana Moss before games. What the hell? Who
in Miami? That's definitely believable.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure
they don't call Miami the Coke Boys for nothing down there.
I'm pretty sure Edgerrin James was also part of that. Frank Gore. I'm pretty sure that's like a tradition with all of them.
Absolutely not. And don't get me wrong. I am a Hennessy drinker myself. And Henny on the rocks. It's all good. But when I drink Hennessy, I'm not thinking about going to go play ball afterwards. Absolutely not. I'm chilling. I'm good. So for you, especially depending, the weather and whatnot, you got the nerve to drink out of a bottle before you go to your game. One, you don't care about yourself because you got running around with some Hennessy in your stomach. It's not fun, fam. Trust me. I know it's horrible. And the fact that you're gonna be on the field inebriated, like what? Like that's just crazy, and
that's probably how Willis McGahee got hurt, probably because of that.
That's just ridiculous. I mean, the record showed for it during that time. They were 4-12 in 2009. Like, bruh, like that's just ridiculous. Y'all care to comment? JG?
Yeah, I don't know about playing football with Hennessy in my system, but I've definitely played basketball with Hennessy in my system, and boy, that shit is kind of fun.
I want to call I want to call you a specific word, but I can't let the people from the Caucasus Mountains hear me call you that, so I'm just gonna
but nah, it was just some my partner used to work at a gym, and we used to just, hey, it's Friday night, we gonna turn up, and that's what it was. But
sip some Hennessy, go through with the Jordan slides onto the court like nothing happened.
I was just trying to channel my inner Ron Artest and J.R. Smith, and just do what I do. But
right, anything
playing football with some 6'8", 300-pound behemoths, I'm good, bro.
Getting tackled, whatnot? Nah,
yeah,
you good. You good, fam. You good. JG, man, do you like a nice bottle of Hennessy before you get on that gridiron on that field and throw the ball around with the pigskin and whatnot? No?
Man, I don't even like Hennessy like that, so.
Well, we can't have we can't have this conversation with you, sir. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Hennessy is not my drink of choice.
Yes, I know, you Jack Daniels person.
I like
Jack.
Yeah.
You got a whiskey boy. Okay, I see.
I turned into a whiskey boy. Yeah. But I don't know. I honestly don't know how they were doing this, man.
Man, that's ridiculous.
Well, I don't actually. I highly believe it because they were.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But that's crazy.
Like the sweat that stuff out is just atrocious because one, you smell like alcohol. Like you smell like purity alcohol when it goes through your pores and everything. It burns and everything. It's just Nah, fam, I'm good.
But you know what? Like I've seen baseball players
Mm-hmm.
that have been off of acid, throwing no hitters and stuff. Man, like
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's been some wild stories in sports. So I'm not surprised. But
Yeah, that was David Wells. David Wells. That's
at the same time, when you just think about it, you like, damn, really? Like, what were you thinking, man? How were you just surviving out there with just all that physical exertion that you're putting out there? But hey, it is what it is, man. If they did it, they did it.
Right. Don't drink.
David Wells threw the perfect game drinking.
Nah, fam.
That's crazy.
Never drink alcohol or whatnot before you have a sports game or anything like that, fam. Don't do that. But I'm appalled the fact that they were doing that, even though I can obviously believe it. I mean, people have done much worse in the league for sure. But
weed is not sounding so bad right now.
Well, speaking of that, they're looking into, I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast before, and I know we've talked about it off camera. They're actually looking to try to have it to where NBA players, I don't know if it's about the NFL yet, I would have to look this up, but they're looking to do it to where NBA players, it'd be legal for it'd be okay in the league, get that off the ban list when it comes to the list of medications. I mean,
but you're still not. That's the thing, though. We talked about it. I don't maybe it was offline, but how you gonna? You can't do it during a game and all that, though.
No.
How are you gonna enforce that, though? How are you gonna know?
Well, I mean, you're basically giving them the ability to smoke it up before they, or light up before they get on the court. I mean, the only person I know who does that, allegedly, J.R. Smith. But but that's just allegedly. That has not been confirmed or denied. But come on, fam.
As a guy who's talked to multiple people in the NBA, allegedly a lot of them. Bro.
Oh yeah,
a lot more than
which is true. But I'm just saying though, if somebody gets busted doing it because of that, you're gonna have a lot of people get mad at the fact that they made it quote unquote legal, because then how would you even know that they did that night or the night before, etc.? You know what I mean?
I just feel like at this point, if somebody has been doing it allegedly and they've been hiding it very, very well, and they still
J.R. Smith ain't hiding shit.
But not JR. But if they still ended up playing lights out, what are you to say that it would be affecting them in any way if they're still playing out of their mind? You know what I mean? So I don't know, like there needs.
But the thing, it's like drinking alcohol. It's legal, but you're not gonna have a drunk guy on the court, right?
I know a lot of.
We're just talking about drinking.
I'm sure.
But like I said, if they're playing good, I mean, it is a bigger risk to them when you think about it. Being drunk more than them,
smoking. Their teammates, the people around them.
I think when it comes to sponsors and advertisers and all that, if you find out that there's somebody that's on the court doing it, even if they're playing well, they're probably gonna say, "Nah, this isn't for us." Because then you're gonna have role models. You're gonna have kids saying, "Oh, well, I could just smoke weed and drink, before the game. Why can't I do it now?"
This is also true. I agree with that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like I said, we will see how that goes. But let's talk about some of the scores and standings. We were talking about that Eagles game, and
no, I can't believe that. I still think
they made Russell Wilson look like
the MVP,
like a god. Like I was like, man, like he had 3 touchdowns, 227
I think somebody
yards.
got paid under the table.
Conspiracy theories with Siggy again. I mean, we're being real though. Like, look, Carson Wentz still went off. Like he had 29 of 45. He had 348 yards, threw a touchdown. He also did throw a pick, which he normally doesn't do. Nelson Aguilar had 7 receptions for 141 yards. He averaged over 20 yards per catch and had a touchdown. I mean, it would. Hey,
he
man.
had no Ertz. It's Ertz.
Hey, man. All I gotta say is everybody keeps bringing this up, that the Eagles haven't played a team over 500 until they played Seattle Seahawks. And who else did they lose to? Who else? I'm looking right now to see who the Eagles lost to. The Eagles lost to the Packers. No, not the Packers. Let's see. Preseason. Oh,
Look, that was the fans. The fans won that game.
No. The Chiefs. They lost to the Chiefs at the beginning of the season.
Wow, that sucks.
Right. No.
Even the Jets beat the Chiefs.
Yeah. We're about to talk about that. So, I still think the Eagles are contenders. They're 10-2. I think they'll bounce.
Obviously, they're contenders.
I mean, they'll bounce back. I don't know. Like I said, if they beat the Rams this week, then I still believe that they're gonna go far in the playoffs.
Now there's no question, right? Now the Patriots are back as the best team.
Yeah. There's no question over there. We're not. Yeah. Patriots are going to the Super Bowl most likely, unless some bullshit happens. But yeah, so Eagles, we'll see them against the Rams this week. JG's gonna be there live tweeting, so make sure you follow JG on Twitter. I'm sure he's gonna be upset if the Rams lose, and he's gonna make a lot of excuses. But at the end of the day, the Rams are still playing very well. I like the Rams.
Do that?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm just throwing this out there. It's all good.
But that's what you want.
Yeah. Anyways, the Rams are doing all right. They beat the Cardinals 32-16. So they're 9-3. So if they can knock down the Eagles to 10-3, they'll both be tied after this week. So it'll be interesting to see.
Actually, a very important game for the Rams because then they'll own the tiebreaker.
This is a very important game for them. So we will see. Thank God the Chargers did not lose to the Browns to give the Browns their first win this season. If you guys don't remember, last year the former San Diego Chargers, now LA Chargers, gave the Browns their first win in the season last year, and that's the last time that the Browns have won. Last year, at the end of the season almost. And the fact that they have lost, let's just look at the Browns schedule right now. They're currently 0-12.
They might win this weekend.
If they no, they're not beating the Packers.
They're beating the Packers suck, right? This is their best chance.
Besides the Bears, this would be.
Nah, fam. If anybody from the Cleveland Browns organization is listening to this, I highly doubt that. But if y'all gonna win a game, win it against the win it against the Ravens, please, so I can talk as much crap to the homie flock for sure. Please beat the Ravens.
Please. He's been mighty quiet about his Ravens this year.
I'm telling you, that's because they're actually doing good right now in the last few weeks.
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they beat the Lions 44-20 right now. Let's see. Baltimore is actually 7-5 right now, and then my Chargers, they wanted to bring it up. They're currently 6-6. So let's see how they end.
Everybody in the AFC West is 6-6.
Right.
Which is a weird tiebreaker scenario. Because Kansas City actually lost to Oakland. But Oakland lost to the Chargers.
But look at this.
So the reason why they have Kansas City as ahead right now is because they had to go to division record.
Right.
So Kansas City is 2-1, while the other are 2-2.
Exactly. Let's look at this. So let's talk about the Chiefs first before we look at the AFC West, because you're right. If the Chiefs if they don't have the worst luck ever, they have plummeted. They were 5-0 to start the season. They are currently on a 4-game losing streak. This is bad.
Go Jets.
We were talking about the Chiefs being that team. Like, they were just the first 5 games, they didn't look like they could be stopped. And look where we are now. They're 6-6.
The same was said about the Broncos when they started off.
Don't even get me on the Broncos. The Broncos are currently 3-9. They're on an 8-game losing streak. I have some friends that are diehard Broncos fans. Some of them stay here, and I give them crap all the time. But the ones that live in Denver, they're saying it's bad there. Like, it's like like a bomb went off over there because of how bad it is. Like, they literally are losing. The Broncos are on an 8-game losing streak.
You want to know what's even funnier though? Is they're not out of it yet in that division.
Exactly.
I was just about to say that too. I was like, they're still not officially eliminated.
The Raiders, the Chargers, and the Chiefs are all currently tied right now. The Chiefs,
that quarterback situation.
Right. The Chiefs are currently 6-6. They're on a 4-game losing streak. The Chargers are 6-6 with a 3-game winning streak, and the Raiders are 6-6 with a 2-game winning streak. So it's gonna be interesting to see. This is, bruh. I don't even look. When you look at the AFC East, it's just not even fair. The Patriots are 10-2. The next team that's next to them is the Bills at 6-6, and then the Jets. The Jets of all teams that got doubted and said they were not gonna win a game at all, and that's looking like the Browns right now. The Jets are actually 5-7. So hey, go Jets, go, right? So
hey, they're tough at home. They're tough to beat at home.
Right. Let's talk about the Giants real quick. The coach is gone. They have gotten rid of him. Deuces. New York City, New York, the state of New York did not want you. Get out of here. Now, the crazy thing about this situation is not the fact that they gotten rid of their coach and everybody like that. Now, Eli is starting again. After the first game with the Giants and the Raiders, if you were Eli, would you want to start Absmooth? Would you want to start if you were Eli?
Yeah. Just because the competitor in me, I'm never gonna want to not start. I'm never gonna not want to, like, I wouldn't want to give it up and hang in, throw in the towel. I'd always want to play, just as me in general, and especially since you've been the person who's brought that team to relevance. Like, I mean,
he's a franchise quarterback.
Like, exactly. Yeah. Like, you got them 2 rings. Yeah, I'm starting. I don't care if I sat out one game, cool. That's what's up. But I'm starting the rest of the season, and I'm gonna show y'all why I am the franchise that you guys, expect me to be. And that's just me in general. But then again, like I said, I'm one of those people that I'm going out like Kobe. You're gonna have to literally wheel me off the court before I give up my spot to somebody.
Nah, I feel you. JG, would you start?
Yeah, obviously I would. I just want to know who's a real scapegoat in this situation. Was it the GM or did Ben McAdoo take the blunt of it? Who was the one who actually made the call?
I'm sure it was Ben McAdoo. It was definitely Ben McAdoo. Definitely.
You don't think nobody was in his ear?
Nah, I think the GM got fired because he wasn't in his ear about it.
Yeah, they handled that situation poorly. So one, they killed the streak for Eli, and also if I'm Eli, I'm gonna keep it buck with you. I'll start the rest of the season. I'm out. I'll go find somewhere else.
I think he's gonna be out. I think the Giants at this point, now that they did bench him and all that, now the fans are already mad. Now they have the excuse to do it because now they can actually save money, I guess. If he leaves.
Right. So we will see. So I know me personally, I would just say F it. I'm good. I'm done.
And except for Cleveland, now they have a chance to draft a franchise quarterback in the draft.
I mean, Gino didn't do poorly. He didn't.
Gino sucks, man. Come on.
He did. He did better than I thought he was.
2 fumbles lost. Yeah, he did awesome. He didn't throw an interception. That's the only improvement he made. But he still turned the ball over twice.
Yep, he went 21-34, 212 yards, touchdown. But he got 3 carries for 13 yards. I mean, he was the team's second leading rusher.
Tom Brady gets more yards than that.
So, I mean, we'll see. We're not even need to talk about the Patriots. I mean, they're gonna be. Unless there's some BS that happens. I highly doubt that we're gonna see them. We're gonna see them in the Super Bowl most likely. We will see. Patriots are just running it over there. And if this man,
that's what it was. The big news was Josh Gordon is back.
Oh.
I mean, I was just about to mention it if Abe didn't. Yeah, we got to talk about Josh Gordon. He look like he ain't skip a beat, man.
He didn't look like he skip a beat, but also does it look like it's hard to shine on the Browns though, with the Browns' current roster and situation?
You know what? That's why I think also they can beat the Packers next week because of Josh Gordon. I mean, the Packers have no defense. I mean, that's their biggest problem. And then on top of that, their offense is lacking. Obviously, they have no Aaron Rodgers. Right. This is the perfect scenario for the Browns to win a game because they're at home. They have all their players back. Now that Kaiser's actually been with the team for a few weeks, actually playing and not getting benched for no reason. I think you're going to see this team come out with a purpose, and the Packers are just not there. So, I mean, it's going to be an ugly game, but I can see the Browns winning it.
They better get Corey Coleman involved in. I understand you want to get Josh Gordon involved in running all those plays for him, but you get Corey Coleman involved and Josh Gordon, then you can actually win the game.
Right. And Duke Johnson. I mean, I think they're neglecting him a lot.
Yeah, y'all neglected Duke Johnson last game too.
Yep.
Duke Johnson was an all-purpose back, so you gotta actually get your weapons. You have weapons.
There's definitely weapons
on the Browns, man, but you have weapons. Even the Joku.
That's very true. But like I said, we will see. They got the remaining of the NFL season. Man, it's coming to an end soon. The Saints, they actually did.
You didn't talk about the Steelers. They're 10-2, also just like the Patriots.
Steelers.
I keep forgetting the Steelers are 10-2. Yeah, the Steelers are 10-2 right now. They're on a 7-game win streak. Damn. That's that, yeah. So I mean, do you think that will the Patriots end up playing the Steelers?
The Patriots destroy the Steelers.
Yeah,
an AFC Championship.
The Patriots will destroy them.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why they really bring it up. Like yeah.
I mean, this is how sad the AFC is right now. Tennessee Titans are 8-4. I mean, out of all the teams that I can think of that are 8-4, the Titans are the worst 8-4 team I think I've seen in at least the last 20 years.
I actually prefer he ain't lying. I prefer the Jaguars being 8-4 than the Titans.
Baltimore 7-5 looks better than the Tennessee Titans 8-4. This is the worst 8-4 team. They don't score. The Mariota's been trash. Their defense is horrible. I don't even know how they're 8-4. I guess because they played Houston and the Colts twice.
The Jaguars,
has to be. There's 4 wins right there.
That's the one thing about the Jaguars I can say is they score and they've gotten a couple of shutouts this year. They score. They put up points on the board. That's for sure. So.
And the Jaguars have a good defense. I mean, they only allowed 178 so far total.
Right.
Tennessee's only scored 266, allowed 282. Their net points is -16.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it was crazy. So we'll see. We'll probably do our Super Bowl predictions probably in the next couple of weeks or whatnot. We're gonna talk. I wanted to talk about, briefly bring this up because it is sports and news, and I feel like we can't just be one-sided sometimes when it's things we talk about. There was, first of all, it was an allegation at first, but until there's an investigation that went on now. If you guys heard about the story with former Michigan State and USA gymnastic doctor Larry Nassar, he received the maximum 60 years in federal court on 3 child pornography charges. So it was acknowledged that the fact that he had been touching underage children during gymnastics. The USA teams have the people that were on their team have admitted that and everything for his sexual conduct, and he's pleaded guilty. I mean, he got 60 years, so he's in there for life. Put it like that. Unless he lives to be 120 something, he's in there for the rest of his life. He's 54 currently right now. He's there for 60 years. And with all these other allegations and things that, not just allegations, things that have been proven when it comes to about harassment, this is probably one of many things that we're gonna hear about in the sports world. I mean, we've already heard a lot about in the Time Magazine gave the Person of the Year award to the women and men that came out and spoke about sexual misconduct. So I mean, this is sports are gonna follow suit. I mean, I think the biggest one that I remember when it comes to sexual harassment that at least was around the sports world, I think the last biggest thing was Aaron Andrews, if I remember correctly, and that was a ridiculous one. You had a peeping Tom going into her hotel room, putting a camera through the keyhole and filming her or whatnot. So I mean, I felt like justice was due. He got what he deserved, and go from there. Do you guys care to comment, or you guys?
He didn't get enough because it says 3 child pornography charges for 60 years, but there was a whole bunch of stuff.
That's what I'm saying. There was so much more. So
there has to be like 6 other cases going to be coming in because it was like 130 people that filed a complaint against him.
Well, maybe this is what they can prove as of right now.
I guess so, because Kylie, what's her name, the Olympic star?
Yeah, absolutely.
She accounted for some of that. What's it, Rasmussen, whatever her name is, Rasmussen, whatever.
So let me tell you how he got, one of the reasons why he got caught too. The FBI agent found over 37,000 illegal pornographic images on an external hard drive in a curbside trash bin.
What the fuck? So how did he not get 37,000 charges? How did he only get 3 charges?
I don't know. There's like I said, there's clearly some other things.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What kind of hard drive did you have to get all that? And on top of that, he just threw it away like that? What the?
Right. Like
this dude is just a sick dude. He should have got 10 life sentences minimum and the electric chair twice. I would have fried him after you do it. Like, okay. and the ejection.
They're definitely throwing him
all in the gas chamber.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's definitely thrown in the bus for sure. But
there must be there has to be more cases being.
Oh yeah, there's definitely gonna be more cases.
60 years seems light for something like this.
Right, and before we end the podcast itself, we just want to shout out to the NCAA. Basketball is back, baby. Syracuse Orange, man, we need to get out there and get on this record board. But NCAA basketball is back. JG, I know you watch NCAA basketball. Is that correct?
No.
Only to the tournament.
That's right. I forgot. Through March Madness, you go back to being a Mizzou fan.
Yeah,
and
I was gonna watch Mizzou this year, but Michael Porter Jr. also fuck him.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Damn.
Right. Shout out to NCAA basketball, men's and women's basketball being back. Hopefully UConn doesn't win it again. UConn isn't in the finals. They didn't win it last year. I'm talking about the women, but most likely they'll be in the finals for sure because whatever water they got in UConn, it's just amazing. But we will see. Was there anything else that you guys like to talk about before we go ahead and wrap it up? Been talking over an hour now.
Yeah, I like how you glanced over, my Niners getting that second win,
you didn't talk about Jimmy Garoppolo, yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, how you feel about Jimmy G?
Right. Let us know, because I really don't care. Go ahead.
If y'all really want my honest opinion, I haven't liked any of our quarterbacks that we've had in the past few years. So yeah, that's that.
That's blasphemy. The comments are gonna jump on you because
even Kaepernick,
golden boy there now.
I didn't like Kaepernick as our quarterback. I can respect his skill, but I didn't like him as our quarterback because
the comment section just ripped you.
No, Siggy, that's only you. Stop it.
Let me explain it. The reason why I didn't like him is because we've never had an O-line that was, adequate enough to even give any of our quarterbacks protection. So the fact that he was a mobile quarterback was good, but I mean, that's easy to defend. If we don't have somebody who could throw, then we're pretty much a one-trick pony, and that's why we never got over the hump. So that's one thing I didn't like. And I grew up in the Steve Young days. Come on, man. You can't blame me for that.
No, I'm just messing with you, but I just know that everybody now at this point, every team that has a quarterback fall down, you gotta have Kaepernick in it. Do you think? Let me ask you that. Do you think he should be in the NFL?
I think talent-wise, he should have been, but now I don't know because he's been out for so long. It's hard to tell where his skill is still at.
And also learning a playbook. I think that's the one thing that everybody forgets is learning the playbooks. You can't just go in there, the
reads and everything. And honestly, Kaepernick wasn't really great at reads. That's why we never really went anywhere as well. Like as soon as the first option wasn't there, he ran. So, I mean, unless you're going to be in a system that's going to allow for that, then yeah, cool. All kudos to you. But I do think he's better than some of the quarterbacks that did get jobs when the roulette was going on. It's unfortunate that he didn't get one, but as far as his career goes now, it's pretty much done in my opinion. But do I think I think he can still make his ends meet doing something. He definitely got the humanitarian thing going on, so that's what's up. But yeah, about this win though, shout out to our kicker. 5 for 5, beating the old team.
So what about Jimmy though? So do you not like him though? Do you think he's the future?
I mean, it's
because everybody compares him to be like the next Tom Brady. I mean, the Patriots were grooming him to be the next Tom Brady.
I don't know all about that. The sample size isn't big enough for me to really make that kind of a statement. So far, it's looking okay. I wouldn't even say good. It's just like, middle of the better.
He got you a win. I mean, he got you a win.
He did. He got us a win.
In his first start.
That he did. But, I mean, when you compare that and then compare this last game, he didn't really do much. I mean, they got to the red zone 5 times, and each of those 5 times ended up getting only 3 points. And
I can tell you why. It's because Carlos Hyde disappeared. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, I don't either, but still. I mean, if our running game ain't there, then that's what the quarterback should be. We should have something to go in the air, something to kind of establish that run game. But I mean, I don't know. And then again, he doesn't really have too many weapons, so I would like to see
good
him.
when it's your best receiver, then that's not
You
good.
lost Garcon for the rest
Exactly.
of the year.
So, I would like to see him on a full, with a full year, full.
But that's the thing.
Everything
He's a free agent. He's a free agent, right? So the Niners are making the decision. They're gonna have to pay him this big money to be the future, or do you wait it out and hope that he does good and then just say no? I mean, that's the decision they have to make right now. It's tough because you kind of put in a bind because everybody projects him to be like the next thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because projections are 50-50, shooting the dice with it. So, I mean, I'd rather them be safe and just guarantee you that we have a quarterback to come back next year with the team. But then, again, I've been on record as saying that I hope we tank this year, so we can get that high draft pick, and let's see what we can get out there in the draft and just build new, start fresh. But we'll see what happens.
Would you want to go offense or defense if you got a high pick? Because you all went defense, right? Y'all got Solomon Thomas when they your first pick this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would like to go offense. Like I said, I want them to do something with our O-line. Our been trash for years, but I don't see them ever, getting the hint of that. So we'll see what happens.
I think you're gonna have to pay the money for the quarterback because you're gonna have to pay the money for the quarterback anyways if you draft one. So get Jimmy, have Jimmy be the man, and then build talent around him. Draft the next Calvin Johnson or whoever that is supposed to be in the draft. I would start with a receiver. I would right off the bat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, shit, I don't care as long as we improve. That's the only thing I'm focusing on. I just want us to improve because I'm not making a trip to Santa Clara if my team is trash. It would have been different if they were still in San Francisco, but I'm good.
Hey man, shout out to y'all for being the worst team in the West, though. Appreciate it.
Hey, it's nothing I'm not used to. Remember before Alex Smith and Kaepernick, we had JT O'Sullivan and all those horrible guys. Sean Hill, I'm used to the Niners being horrible.
While, man. Y'all had a little bit of shine with Colin Kaepernick though. So.
Yeah, we did have a little bit of shine. It was glorious for a cool minute, and then we couldn't get past the hump, and that was
the conspiracy at the Super Bowl and whatnot.
Yeah, the blackout.
Mm-hmm.
That was real fun.
Right.
But yeah.
Gotcha.
It's funny because that's now that you say that, if they would have won the Super Bowl, then Kaepernick would have been there forever.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh yeah. He would have got that franchise tag.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
He would got that
It's
franchise
just crazy
tag.
how one little play and one game can change the course of history for a team.
I mean, the same thing could be said about Marshawn Lynch. If they would have gave him that ball at that 1 yard line.
Yeah, imagine that.
Imagine what would have happened with that. Honestly, he would have.
The Seahawks would have been a dynasty right now. They would have been.
Yeah, he would have been. They would have been a dynasty. They would have absolutely been a dynasty. You got the Legion of Boom, and then you got Beast Mode. Like what? They would have taken. They would have had another championship too. Like yeah.
Well, that would have won them their second one.
No, I'm saying they would have had. I think they could have gone for a third one.
Because they went to the Patriots the next year.
Yep.
Don't forget the Seahawks. They suck too. I don't care about them.
I'm glad that they didn't give Marshawn the ball because the Seahawks can suck a fat one. Because they stole one from us when my man Navarro Bowman practically gave up his whole knee. But
I remember that. Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah, I'm still bitter about that.
Clearly.
What were you gonna say, JG?
How'd you feel about Jim Harbaugh though?
Right.
I liked him as a coach. I feel like the Harbaugh situation is exactly kind of what happened with the Warriors once we got Steve Kerr. He kind of brought that offense that we needed to get to the next level. It's just unfortunate that he couldn't produce. Honestly, when they were picking, I was one of the people who was actually saying that we should have got rid of Cap instead of Harbaugh, just because I like the philosophies that he brought. And I mean, look at what he did. As soon as they got rid of him, he went to Michigan and just turned them back into a powerhouse. So I mean,
it's funny because I saw him tonight because Michigan and South Carolina were doing the Outback Bowls. I went to the signing party. I saw him today. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you were going to be here.
Of course you did. Of course you did. Of course you did. Of course.
So yeah, just a little note.
Yeah,
I know you ain't like Chip Kelly at all, did you?
No. I don't even know why we signed him. I was like, it was at that point that I was like, you know what? I'm just catching highlights from now on. I don't even want to watch anymore because I tried to watch like 3 games and I was just like, what the hell is going on here? and I would leave the room. I was like, I'm going downstairs. I'm about to go play 2K or something. Like, I can't do this no more.
This is funny, man.
He just got hired, right? Chip Kelly, did he go back?
What did he do? Like 1 to 10? Who did he get with though? Remember,
What team
did he want to go back to college? Was he, or did he say he was going back to college?
Yeah, he's going back to college, and I think he got picked
Well,
by.
that Oregon spot is back.
Was it Florida?
Right.
UCLA. There you go.
Oh yeah. So he's still in Cali then.
Mm-hmm.
Lord. At least he in SoCal. We don't claim that, so it's all good.
Oh man. All right, you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the podcast, and with Ab Smooth being our guest, you got your closing remarks.
Yes. Thunder are trash.
Go Jets.
With that being said, go Niners. Let's try and get another win. But let's not try to get too many of those because we still need a draft pick. And Golden State will be the champions this year. 6 games.
Very bold.
All right. Siggy?
Go Jets. Go Yankees. Go. That's it, right? Go Knicks.
JG?
I'm going to pray that none of my players in fantasy get injured, man. Like these NBA injuries have been scary, man. I swear. I saw a cat. He dunked yesterday, man, and he fell on his knee. And he was like, he said, "Oh, I fucked up my knee."
Right.
Oh yeah, he was like, "Oh, I fucked up my knee." I heard him mention. I was like, "Oh shit, don't tell me, no cat, no." But I'm rolling right now, so I'm gonna just hope that I keep on going, and hope I don't have to take any sacrifices either in basketball, football, because I'm in the playoffs right now, or in real life, because I need these Rams to get this win this weekend. Oh my God! Right.
JG, if you guys don't know already and haven't noticed from like the past couple of podcasts or whatnot, JG is on a revenge tour on NBA fantasy with us, and he destroyed my team, and he is currently beating the dog shit out of Flock's team and
mollywopping this nigga, man. I don't care if you ain't have AD, bro. You gotta take this.
But
don't worry.
But don't worry. Yeah,
still.
I was gonna say, but JG will be humbled by the end of the season, guaranteed.
But
he won't be.
He won't
be tweeting that same tune by the end of the season.
I think I beat everybody in here with the exception of JG. JG caught me on the off week, but it's all good. I'm gonna get my man.
Right. So if you guys,
you had 2 off weeks. Come on,
man. Right. So if you guys too would like to be a part of something like Ab Smooth, and you guys want to be part of the GI community and want to take part in the Patreon Discord, be sure to check out our Patreon. That is patreon.com/GI updates. We have a whole bunch of awesome tiers, so give that a look. We have a link down in the description box below. But we really do appreciate everybody. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you're commenting down below, liking the video if you guys are new, subbing. You guys know all that. We out. Peace out.
Bye.
Later.
Squad.